shots don't come up as a surprise, and you have players that like to get to the board, and assuming it's missed, you're going to get a lot of putbacks. And if you're not putting bodies on people and accounting for everybody that has a white shirt on, if you're Nevada, that's going to happen. We talked about Hawkins that time. Not be it for his quickness and his explosiveness to get up quick, most human beings are going to get their shot blocked when they're behind the plane of the backboard and they've got to expose the ball.
Justin Hawkins, who we talked about in the open of the show, 12 of 19, 25 points and 11 boards. Tyrone Nelson, his numbers, 8 points on the night, 6 boards, and an offensive rebounding clinic by the Aggies.
And 4 of those 6 rebounds have been offensive. And right now, New Mexico State with 21 offensive rebounds, and they've accounted for 19 second chance points.
And Nelson, who shoots just 64% from the line entering play tonight, hits a pair. It's a 10-point lead. Wolfpack now need to look to chip away.
Run your half-court set. Get a good shot. McGee that time got fouled in the post. For
Pasos with the foul.
JaVale McGee's got such a great upside. He's quick, he's long, he's got that soft touch, and he's a player that's just going to gain in experience and get better.
McGee, Ellis, Kemp, Sessions, and Shiloh. Another whistle, and as these fouls continue to pile up, Nelson now gets one on the arm. 6th team foul for the Aggies. Nevada has already committed 7.
Well, we talked about one way to negate real good hard ball pressure, and that's with good screening and backdoors, and the other way is obviously to get the ball and put it on the floor. The defender's up on you too close, go around it.
Kemp guarded by Fisher. Marcellus knifes in, shot off the glass, won't fall. Rebound by Pete. Ingram gets it back to Pete. It's been hot shooting. McGee gets a foul underneath. JaVale McGee's 3rd foul, 8th team foul for the Wolfpack. Pasos to the line for a 1-and-1, and Fazekas will limp back onto the floor, the Wolfpack All-American. And the freshman sits down.
Well, you keep a fresh body in there, and again, JaVale McGee is going to learn little bits at a time. You're dealing with a much stronger and powerful man in Pasos, and you got to make sure that if you're McGee, you play him early so you can't allow him to use that strength. But again, those are lessons that freshmen have to learn.
Deficit is 10. Shiloh on his way to the hoop. Nelson gets his big long frame up there to deny the shot. Wolfpack get it back.
Perfectly executed backdoor.
Sessions. Oh, and one. What a shot by Ramon Sessions. I didn't think that had any chance to find the bottom of the net.
Well, the screen was offered to free up Sessions to use the left hand and go to the middle of the floor, but he attacks the baseline. You see the crossover right there. Tyrone Nelson comes over, but he gets there late, and Sessions actually tries to knife in between the two of them. So he did get a cleaner look at the basket than you might think with 2 guys on you.
A bit of that English goes in. Ramon completes a 3-point play. He has 14 points tonight. Sessions right just about at his game average, averaging 13 per contest. Justin Hawkins quickly back in for New Mexico State.
Sessions so good at using that screen that teams will start to hedge on it to keep him away from the middle of the floor, and showing his use of the right hand and still creating offense.
Fazekas on the bench for Nevada. Yakovlev in. 62-55. Guarded by Shiloh. And the chance of let's go Aggies continue from the student section.
Nevada, good man-to-man defense.
Pasos down on Yakovlev. Good defense by Dennis, off of his hands and out of bounds.
And that was very good defense. It's a nice pick and roll, and Passos, I think, surprised the defense because he got to the hoop so quickly. Yakovlev rotates over, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. You're the last line of defense. You rotate over and try and force that pick and roll player to take a more difficult shot, and that's what good team defense is all about. Appears to be a timeout on the floor.
And each side will go to their bench. And the officials want to take a look.
They're over at the replay monitor.
Shot clock is at 9.
You know, because there was no free throw attempted, they can go back and review. The shot clock was winding down.
It doesn't hit the rim.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that constitutes a shot and a new shot clock.
So they'll reset it at 35 with 5:55 remaining. The Aggies leading the 13th ranked Wolfpack by 7. Rich Cellini, Larry Farmer on the Wolfpack Sports Network.
Don't you love it when the officials go over to the monitor? You know, I think we got to get one of those with a little hood over it like they do in the NFL. Go over and pull that hood over, boy, and put the clock on them.
Yeah, the main thing is they get it right.
Get it right.
Get it right. We'll move on. So fresh shot clock for the Aggies. Pete to inbound. Ingram feeling it from way out. Passos underneath. The freshman Hansen controls the rebound. Sessions.
Well, you think that was an ill-advised shot because it was taken from such great distance, but when you rebounded the ball on offense the way New Mexico State, you know, has, why not?
And Nelson picks it, and then Sessions reaches in and commits the foul. Second chance points for New Mexico State have been big, but so has their ability to get into those passing lanes and intercept several of Nevada's passes.
Quickness on defense, ball pressure will force errant passes. And we talked about that in the first half. Instead of making the long passes, tightening those passing lanes up so those passes get to those receivers a lot quicker. You don't put as much air underneath them and give those defenders an opportunity to jump those passing lanes.
David Ellis and Matt Legrone back in for Nevada. Nelson with 10 on the night. Back to the free throw line where he has been efficient. Now 5 of 8 from the stripe for Tyrone Nelson. It's a pair. Lead is back to 9.
There's still a lot of time in this ball game. 5.5 minutes left to play, and you're down 9. But you know you're not going to be in a position for long here to trade baskets, and that's when your defense and your defensive rebounding are going to be of the utmost importance. You got to get stops, and then you got to get good shots at the other end.
At what time does it get urgent as Nevada throws it away again, and this is very uncharacteristic of this Wolfpack team.
With Nevada averaging 13 turnovers per game coming in here, and they've seen pressure. They've been on the road, and to have turned the ball over this many times, like you said, is totally uncharacteristic, and it's put them in a hole.
Pete missed the shot. Tyler got bumped to the back by one of his own blue jerseys, and he's just able to keep his feet. Sessions on the drive, his way to the hoop. He'll get fouled on the floor, and so Lamont will go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1. That's good news for Nevada to stop that clock. Now what they need to do is hit some free throws and tighten this one up.
Hit some free throws, and if they're going to extend the defense at all against New Mexico State, to see if they might be able to get an error pass themselves or create a turnover situation to do that. But get back in your half-court defense. And I know I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but you can't give up second shots. If you can play good defense and force a miss, you've got to capitalize on it.
New Mexico State will host the Western Athletic Conference tournament. It'll be back to the Pan Am Center at the beginning of March. David Fisher replaces Tyrone Nelson.